Evening everybody, this is Keith Dowling from Chilean Traditional Chinese Medicine, Acupuncture Massage here in Kildare in Ireland. Today I wanted to do something a little different. I want to explore one of the verses of the Tao Te Ching. And the Tao Te Ching really is the first book of Taoism written by Lao Tzu about 2,500 years ago. So in his writings he explains to people what is the Tao and how to follow it to lead a full life. The verse that I want to focus on today is verse 12. The whole thing is like a book of poetry, so each verse is a poem. So I'll just read it quickly. The 5 colours blind the eye, the 5 tones deafen the ear, the 5 flavours dull the mouth. Racing through the field and hunting makes the mind wild. Searching for precious goods leads astray. Therefore the sage attends to the belly and not to what he sees. He rejects the latter and chooses the former. So basically what this talks about is excess of the senses. The 5 tones deafen the ear. If you're listening to death metal for 20 hours a day, maybe a little Enya might sort you out. You become desensitized to things. The 5 flavours dull the mouth. So I'm reminded of an interview with Gordon Ramsay. He said after coming home from his restaurant serving Michelin star food for the night that he would sit down with his wife for a bowl of tomato soup. It had dulled the mouth. Raging through the field and hunting makes the mind wild. This is kind of the adrenaline junkie thing. It's always pushing for that next big thrill, and the previous one seems dull in comparison to it. A few weeks ago you might have seen that guy who jumped out of an aeroplane without a parachute and aimed for a net. My first thought with him was never going to be anything in this world that's going to thrill him again. What I wanted to do is for the next few days, 3 days, I'm going to attempt to detox myself using the spirit of this poem. What we're going to do is the 5 colours blind the eye. So this means screens, any screens, phone, computer, cinema, TV, all of that, all gone. 5 tones deafen the ear, so anything noisy. So also no music, no radio in the car, nothing. I'm going for a complete meh kind of feel on everything. 5 flavours dull the mouth. So food, nothing spicy, nothing rich, very, very plain. So like I said, I'm going for the full meh kind of feel about things. So for the next 3 days, I will be eating exactly what I need. So you see later in the poem, you'll hear the sage attends to the belly. Now the belly can mean a couple of things. It can mean nourishment, which is where the food is going to come in. I will literally just be eating what I need and nothing more, nothing out of boredom, just what I need to survive for the day. Belly can also mean the dantian, point below the navel where qi gathers. It is the cauldron of qi. It resides between the 2 kidneys. This is the lake of qi. This is where you start from. This is where the fetus begins from. So if you do any Tai Chi or Qigong, you'll always see people returning to this point and meditating on this point and returning their energy to this point after moving it around in the exercise. So we'll also be doing continue on with Tai Chi and Qigong. So probably with the lack of television and music and everything else, hopefully we'll have a bit more time for the more Taoist pursuits. So that's really what we're going to do for 3 days. I'm going to check in at the end of each day, let you know how I'm getting on. So the food I'm going to be eating is emergency rations. So these are absolutely designed to give you what you need for 3 days. This is nothing excessive. This is not designed to keep you running up hills. These are actually designed for rescue boats. So if a ship sinks and you're bobbing away in sea waiting to be rescued, this is your 3-day ration pack to keep you alive. Everything else of that, water is the only thing I'm going to be drinking for 3 days. And we'll see how it goes. This is not a fasting challenge. It's not an emergency food ration challenge. It's a Taoist challenge. So we're stripping everything back to its bare minimum. What my energy levels be like. I'll go through all of that at the end of each day. I'll let you know how I'm feeling. So for now, thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.